Yo, what's up, man?
What up? What up?
Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Well, this is Let's Talk Wrestling. This is my YouTube show on Leon the King TV, and today we just kind of talk about everything in the world of like pop culture, entertainment, mainly pro wrestling. But every now and then we do something different. But today is just that day where we kind of talk wrestling. So yeah. I guess we could start with like Royal Rumble or something that happened about a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
I believe it was like in oh, first of all, I'm gonna introduce you. You can tell everybody your names.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, first off, my name is George Kennebrew, but as it says in the description, you can call me Two Live Brew. I'm definitely honored, privileged to be on Leon the King TV. But let's talk wrestling week in review. Um, I gotta say, it's been a minute since I've talked professional wrestling. So for all of you viewers out there, if I seem a little stagnant, charge it to my head and not my heart. I'm very excited to do this. When Leon hit me up and asked me to come on, I was more than delighted. I have very vast knowledge of certain sports, but if there's one thing that I do know, like the back of my hand, it's definitely professional wrestling, and I'm definitely excited to, review this momentous event that happens every January, the Royal Rumble, as well as the week that went on after it. It's been such a wild week, after the Royal Rumble.
yeah,
This is probably one of the more memorable weeks of in my years, in all my years of watching. This has probably been the most wild week I've ever
yeah.
experienced, watching WWE, let alone after a very marquee event like the Royal Rumble. So I'm ready to cut right to the chase, Leon. Let's
Yeah.
let's get into it.
Let's get into it, man. So Royal Rumble was in, I believe, it was like Texas or I forget the name of the arena it
Yeah,
was
San
at, but
Antonio.
yeah,
San
San Antonio.
Antonio.
That's it. Yeah,
Hmm.
and man, I want to start off with the men's Royal Rumble match.
Okay.
I didn't mind the fact that it was the first match on the card.
Yeah.
I'm kind of used to it being traditional where it's the last match of the pay per view,
Hmm.
but I didn't mind them shaking it up, doing a little something different this year to kind of make the pay per view more exciting.
Yeah, yeah, I
Mhm.
definitely agree. I definitely agree with that. And I think that just speaks to the creative unpredictability of Triple H, because I think Triple H understands, especially when you talk about the younger talent in WWE right now. I think Triple H definitely understands how much this event means to these young people.
Mhm.
He understands, the hunger and the desire to want to come out and put your best foot forward in front of such a capacity crowd,
Yeah,
such as San
yeah,
Antonio, and in such a legendary venue as the Alamo Dome. If any of my hardcores will watch this, you remember this was
yeah,
the site of the 1997 Royal Rumble,
yeah,
and we all know what happened there. That's when Shawn Michaels defeated Psycho Sid. Very underrated big man in pro wrestling, if you ask me.
yeah,
Phenomenal WWE champion, regardless of what anybody says. But that was the night that Shawn won back the WWE Championship,
yeah,
after Sid had beaten him at Survivor Series 1996. So them coming back to the Alamo Dome in San Antonio really holds some merit. And for the men's rumble to be the way that it was, and the way that it turned out, the way that it did, I think it just speaks to, the history, of WWE. But yeah, I was definitely astonished when I saw, okay, so we're gonna get it. We're gonna start off with a bang with the men's rumble first. You know,
yeah,
Triple H, I tell you what, man. You want to talk about wrestlers turn bookers in pro wrestling, man. Like Triple H is definitely one of those guys that I'll put up there. You know, um, Probably not. Probably, probably not to the extent that Dusty Rhodes was, with all due respect to him. But
Yeah.
he's definitely up there, like in that category with Dusty, because I mean, he's definitely just waved his magic wand and has just turned like everything around, like in such a short time span. Like I don't think I've ever seen the WWE product this hot in terms of like the creative side as I've seen with Triple H at the helm. So that's just a testament, to him being a former, wrestler, entertainer himself, him
Mhm.
having knowledge of the business, been around, the locker rooms and stuff. So he has a pretty good feel of how things are supposed to flow backstage. But I gotta say, man, like this men's rumble, this was definitely something interesting. So yeah, I'm glad it did kick off the show, man. It got my
Yeah.
blood boiling, and it
Yeah.
really set the tone, kind of, for the rest of the show too. If you ask me.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, man. Like I agree with everything you said. It was a good way to kick off. It was a good way to do something different. I think that was much. It was a better way to start than having a pitch black match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh, so I think it was okay. I wouldn't mind if they do it again next year. Um, I will say this. My biggest person that I wanted to really last long in that match, I think, was Karrion Cross. I feel like he's a contender. I feel like he's a truth. He's a different breed, and he's kind of got that ruthless aggression era vibe to him
Hmm.
that some of the current stars today are kind of lacking a little bit. But I think
Yeah.
he's kind of got that main event caliber. But for him to be in it for like 2 minutes, I think that was a little, yeah.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you totally about Karrion Cross.
Hmm.
This is a guy that came over from Impact Wrestling,
Yeah.
has had experience on the independent circuit as well. Made a huge name for himself on the indies, by the way. And
Yeah.
he came over, first came over in the NXT, made a pretty good mark there. And obviously, Vince and Triple H saw something in him.
Yes.
Kind of like a throwback to, like you were saying, like that ruthless, violent big man that we
Yeah.
haven't seen in the
Hmm.
business in a long time.
Yeah.
And I think that's what really attracted him, to management and stuff, because I'm pretty sure they looked at a lot of his independent matches, saw a lot of his stuff in Impact. Um, he has a very good look. I think
Yeah.
he goes like 6'4", 6'5",
Yeah.
maybe 230, 235, somewhere in
Yeah.
that range. Cuts a very good promo. Like
Yeah.
his promos are so ominous and so con- he talks with such conviction.
Yeah.
Like if you were to ever see this guy out on the street, you
Hmm.
would really believe he would kick your butt. You would
Yeah.
believe this guy would mess you up. Like
Yeah.
in some of the verbiage that he uses, the way that he articulates and kind of illustrates, what the point that he's trying to get across.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a very good call. I would have definitely loved to see um, how Karrion Cross fared, in the later halves, so to
Yeah.
speak, of the
Yeah.
run. Now I'll tell you somebody that I would have loved to see
Hmm.
last a little bit longer, and it's kind of conflicting because he's already in like a tag team. But I
Yeah.
would have loved to see how Drew McIntyre held himself up against the likes of maybe a Gunther or
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes or
Yeah.
Seth Rollins. Because Drew, you know what, man? If there's somebody that I can say that has truly reinvented himself in the business, I gotta say it's McIntyre. I mean, this guy
Yeah.
literally went from this pretty boy baby face,
Yeah.
chosen one.
Yeah.
He was gonna be Vince's next hand-picked superstar that was gonna draw a lot of money, but it didn't work out at first. So he kind of quietly stepped away from WWE, went out on the indies, like I said, reinvented himself, changed up his style, became, more of that aggressor, more of the hard hitting style that fans love to see. And, he really rebuilt himself.
Yeah.
Talking about another guy that made a market impact. Went over there, won the TNA championship. Um, had some very good feuds over there. One that sticks out with me in particular was Bobby Lashley,
Yeah.
and he also had another feud with Matt Hardy,
Yeah.
and that paid dividends for him. And it forced Vince and Triple H and those guys to really go back and resurface where he was. And I'm pretty sure once they saw like how he dedicated himself to being in shape and
Yeah.
kind of reinventing his character. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
they was like, man, we got to get him back.
Yeah.
He can draw money. He could
Yeah.
definitely draw
That's
some
true.
money, and we could definitely make him into a megastar. And you
Mhm.
see what's happened now. He's been to the top of the mountain. Won the WWE Championship. Pretty much carried the company on his back during the pandemic, Thunderdome era.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I would have definitely loved to see Drew, go the distance and see what would have happened, if he would have been in that mix towards
Yeah.
the end.
Yeah, man. I've been a Drew fan since 2010.
Yeah,
I will say SmackDown in 2010 was kind of a great, great year, and that was the last time SmackDown was kind of SmackDown to me. Before, I think we are in a good era in it, but I think that was just a time where you really got to see good talent, and that was really a time where you could have put Drew McIntyre because he was like a intercontinental champion or
yep,
something like that. He had one of the mid card titles, but yeah, he was. You could have mid carded him. I mean, main evented him then, but
yeah,
yeah, I'm a Drew fan. I'm a Drew fan.
yeah. So am I. So am
Yeah.
I. I love
Yeah.
McIntyre. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's awesome.
he is. And but man, the match that I want to see, and I really thought they could have used the Royal Rumble men's match to kind of set it up, but Logan Paul and Ricochet.
Yeah. Let me
Yeah,
tell you
man.
something. Let me tell you something. So many people underrate the talent that Logan Paul has. But you want to talk about being a fan of somebody, Leon?
Yeah.
Like, I definitely am a fan of Logan Paul. I mean, hey, you could talk about, yeah, he's
Yeah.
this YouTube, social media guy that just, snuck his way into,
Yeah.
WWE and all of this other stuff. I don't care how he got there.
Yeah.
Okay? The bottom line is, every time Logan Paul has been on WWE TV, he has been like UPS and he has delivered.
Yep.
Like, all of his matches are like box office. I mean, even going back to, the tag match with The Miz at last year's WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Very good showing. And then not too long after that, we get the Crown Jewel, where he nearly teased the hell out of all of us and beat Roman Reigns into humility
Yeah.
to the point where it brought Roman Reigns to tears.
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen anybody press another top. Now we're talking about Roman Reigns here now. This is the
Yeah.
tribal chief. This is the undisputed WWE Universal Champion we talking
Yeah.
about now.
Yeah.
And we got this guy, Logan Paul, who hadn't even been in WWE for about a year, press him to the limit, to the point where he had to really pull out all of his rabbits out of the hat, so to speak,
Yeah.
and damn near exhaust himself to beat this man. So, like, yes, Logan Paul, yes, give me more of him. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, he's got it. When I tell you this man has got it, I mean, he can cut a promo. He looks great. Athletic as hell.
Yeah.
Can adapt to any opponent. And then on top of that, like, he makes moments. Like,
Yeah.
who will ever forget the I'll call it the camera phone frog splash or
Yeah.
or the viral frog splash on the Roman
Yeah.
Reigns
Yeah.
at Crown Jewel. Or I'll even take you back further. Who can forget the match that he had with The Miz, I believe at SummerSlam,
Yep.
where he did the elbow drop onto the table.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think he might have had the camera phone in his hand then. Like, he's a moment maker, man. Like, this
Yeah.
guy is cool.
Yeah.
And like if he chooses to be on WWE TV more often, like I'm sure Triple H would not mind like elevating this guy and really making him something. Like I was talking, I believe I forget who I was talking to, but I said to them, I said, call me crazy, I don't care, but if he decided to be like a full-time WWE superstar,
Yeah.
I could definitely see Logan Paul being a U.S. champion, Intercontinental champion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I could see him in like a match. Can you imagine Logan Paul and Money in the Bank?
Man.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
I want to go. Yes, I want to go to that. I want to go to that thing.
Yeah.
Like him jumping, like him doing like that crazy stuff he did with Ricochet, like off of ladders and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Come on. And you surround him with like, you know, some of these guys like a AJ Styles
Yeah.
or even a Ricochet or a Finn Balor or somebody.
Yeah.
Like, come
Yeah.
on, man. Like Logan Paul is definitely the real deal.
Yeah.
Definitely the real deal.
And I'll say, man, first I'm a fan of the Paul brothers. Just
Yeah.
these are guys who are from a whole different world, different industry, who can step into a whole dangerous industry
Yeah.
and still become successful in that. And yeah, man, that's kind of amazing. Yeah.
You gotta give them their due, man. You know, I know
Yeah.
a lot of people, you know, may be annoyed at the fact that, you know, they get up under people's skin and
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying, they say, you know, outlandish stuff. But I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah.
Entertainment. Like we
Yeah.
haven't had a Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we haven't had a
And Florence talked a lot too.
yeah. Like we haven't had guys like Floyd Mayweather or
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I can't think right now, but like any of like the best villains
Yeah.
in sports,
Yeah.
in sports entertainment that have come through, like they've gotten under everybody's skin.
Everybody.
Like are you serious? I mean, look at MJF. Like we don't have MJF in AEW. And we've seen some of the most outrageous stuff that he's done and said.
Yeah.
So like he makes what the Paul brothers do look like child's play. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Facts. Yeah.
Like if you have somebody with that ability to get up under anybody's skin or to get up under a fan of that particular person that they're insulting
Yeah.
to the point where they want to go purchase a ticket,
Yeah.
see them get what's coming to them.
Mhm.
You got the world in the palm of your hand. That's a license to print money, man. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm one of those believers. I could be a basketball player, but I might be one of the best professional boxers.
Right.
You know, I could be a doctor and never did anything with lawyer, but I probably could be the best lawyer ever. So that's my take. They don't need to have professional wrestling experience, in my opinion.
No.
Obviously, from what we've seen from Logan. Yeah.
Yeah, they just got it, man. Like the
Yeah.
Paul brothers, like they just got it. Like, say what you want, but I was telling my best friend this, like, yeah, even though Jake Paul might not have the, you know, traditional experience, like he may not have an Olympic background, or you know what I'm saying, he's transitioning into MMA now. You know,
Yeah.
he may not have, you know, a traditional background in a certain martial art, but one thing that he can do is draw.
Yeah.
And if you can do that in this day and age
Mhm.
of sports and entertainment,
Yeah.
you're set. You're
Yeah.
you're it. You're it.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
They are, man.
When I saw his match with Miz at SummerSlam, I didn't really, you know, I was kind of like, okay, I'm not big on celebrity wrestlers, but when I watched this match, I was like, this isn't a celebrity. It felt like I was watching a man who had been there for 10 years.
Yeah.
I felt like I was watching a veteran wrestling.
Mhm.
And that's kind of the perception he gave me, is like, I'm not a celebrity, a guest celebrity. I'm a professional wrestler. I'm a someone who's in WWE. So yeah,
And see,
yeah,
that goes to a testament of his passion for the business.
yeah,
You don't see too many celebrities, come in, to especially professional wrestling
yeah,
and, really take it serious and
yeah,
have the type of passion that Logan Paul has. Like Logan Paul was like, no, I'm not here just to get a check. That's
yeah,
easy. I can get
yeah,
that. But if I can show you what I can really do and
yeah,
show you that I have the ability to captivate your attention and
yeah,
entertain you, like
yeah,
I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability. And I think he's exceeded past that.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like and the thing of it is too, what a lot of people don't know, it's not like Logan Paul just got up out of bed and said, okay, I'm gonna go make me some wrestling gear and just
yeah,
fly out to wherever Raw was or SmackDown was and just get
yeah,
trained. No. No, you
yeah.
still have to have like good people training you and
Facts,
coaching you. And from
facts.
what I hear, like it was like a who's who that was like training this man. I heard Miz himself,
Hmm.
like spent some time, showing him some things. Then I hear AJ Styles, chipped in. So don't think that Logan did not appoint certain people to get him right. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? He like I just said, it's not like he just put on a pair of wrestling trunks and said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go be a professional wrestler." No. It don't work like that.
yeah,
Like no, you have to go and seek out like really good help, and that's what this man has done. And
yeah,
obviously that help has paid off because look at what you see. Look at
yeah,
the moment he made with Ricochet.
yeah.
Like that, I guarantee you this. I guarantee you this, Leon. In
Hmm.
about, I give it maybe 4, 5 more years, you
Yeah,
will see that particular highlight of him and Ricochet in the intro.
yeah,
Then Now and Forever intro,
yeah,
we will see that highlight somewhere in
yeah,
that. Trust me,
yeah,
trust me.
yeah. I think so.
That was too good of a moment not to be remembered and shown like over and over again.
Yeah,
That's just what he does, man. Logan Paul, he makes moments. That's just what he does. I love it.
yeah,
I love it.
yeah, yeah. To me, hardcore, like really hardcore. I mean, I'm a hardcore wrestling fan, but
Right.
there's a lot out there that'll say they're probably gonna be mad at me for this, but I really saw a lot of a young Shawn Michaels in him, kind of.
You know
Um,
what? That's a good call. That is
yeah,
a very good call. And you know what?
yeah,
That is not far. That's not far off. That's
yeah,
really not far off. Because I mean, I'm not gonna necessarily say from the look
yeah,
perspective, but when you
yeah,
talk about like the physical in-ring skills,
yeah,
yeah, that's a lot of that stuff is what HBK did.
yeah,
I mean, if you really think about it, Sean, before anybody else did, he was kind of the first guy to really bring, that aerial high risk offense into
yeah,
professional wrestling. When you talk about the '90s,
yeah,
because I mean, look at who we had back then. We had Razor, rest in
yeah,
peace. Bret and Owen Hart.
yeah,
Um, we had I don't know, Ahmed Johnson.
yeah,
Vader.
yeah,
I mean, and those guys were not aerial guys.
yeah,
You know what I mean? I mean, we even had The Rock, like when he was coming up. Now
yeah.
he's athletic, but I wouldn't consider him an aerial guy.
Right.
So
Yeah,
Sean was really the one that was really like doing those high risk maneuvers, like,
yeah,
and doing them at a very high level to where much like Logan Paul, you were like, wow, did
yeah.
he just do that?
Right.
So yeah, like I can definitely agree with you in terms of in ring offense. Yeah,
Yeah,
he does have a little bit of HBK in him, and
yeah,
little do we know, he might have looked up to HBK. I mean, a lot of guys do in
yeah,
the business,
yeah.
that are athletic and agile like that. So I mean, hey, he might be another one of those guys. Who knows?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. He's great, and yeah. I mean, the match with Roman, the match with Miz. He just kind of watching him. He's a lot of fun to watch for me.
Oh, very much. Very
Yeah,
much.
Yeah, his presence in the ring, his character. It just seems like he's meant to do this kind of, Yeah,
He is. I
yeah,
believe he is.
yeah. And one of the well, I also say we got these rumors about Dwayne the Rock Johnson,
Right.
and
We talked about it.
yeah, let's talk about. It. I was kind of like 50-50. I'm kind of like one side. It made sense for them to have this match with Roman at Mania, but then on the other side of that, I was kind of like, I feel like we're in an era where we don't have to really get a lot of old time veterans back in the ring because we've kind of that's kind of more of a 2012, 2013 kind of thing in WWE. I feel now we're in a time where we've kind of created a lot of new stars and we have a roster of young talent that people are kind of have big fan bases now than before. And I think that there was no point in bringing back any past guys because we have a lot of young new talent. So that's kind of how I felt about it. Yeah.
No, I mean
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely in agreement with that, and
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of iffy about that at first anyway
Yeah.
when they were
Yeah.
talking about Dwayne and Roman colliding at WrestleMania because
Yeah.
if you think about it, like that would be a the
Yeah.
ultimate notch in
Yeah.
Roman's belt, quote
Facts.
unquote, to
Yeah.
defeat Dwayne the Rock Johnson. I mean,
Right.
this is the great one, most electrifying man in sport thing. So yes, that would have been a hell of a feather in his cap if he were able to do that, and I'm pretty sure he probably would have, because they were
Yeah.
gonna, make Roman into one of the greatest. What better way to do it than
Yeah.
to have him beat somebody caliber of
Yeah.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson. But
Yeah.
when you look at the Rock specifically, this man has got so much going on. I mean, he's the biggest star in Hollywood.
Yeah.
He's made all of these awesome movies. Um, he's just being pulled, 5, 6, 7, 8 different ways right now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I just didn't believe, even though it sounded very exciting at first,
Yeah.
when they were kind of building it up and, just kind of like throwing it out there to see if they could reel fans in. But, when I really sat down and thought about that thing, I was like, you know what? Rock got a lot going on right now. And to be honest with you, he really doesn't need pro wrestling anymore. Like I said, he's the biggest movie star in the world.
Yeah.
Got buku money.
Yeah.
And so many other different things like outside of Hollywood. So I'm like, I don't know if there's any possible way that you could reel this man in unless you made him what I would have to call the biggest offer in pro
Yeah.
wrestling history that he
Yeah.
absolutely could not refuse. That is the only way that you could pull that match off. But other than that,
Yeah.
like, nah, he doesn't, like I said, he doesn't need it. He doesn't need it.
Yeah.
I mean, he if he would have had the time, I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
because it's Roman and of course it's his relative. I'm pretty sure he
Yeah.
wouldn't have mind, putting him over.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's the type of dude The Rock is. I mean, hell, look what he did for Brock Lesnar's career.
Yeah.
To say if Brock would be the guy that he is without The Rock.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Brock would tell you that himself in his humble opinion. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, if he had the time, he would, but like I said, WWE, like Vince and Triple H could have collaboratively put together just a humongous offer, could not refuse, that you just cannot say no to. That you
Yeah.
would have just had to do this match with Roman
Right.
at WrestleMania.
Right.
But yeah, man. Yeah, man. Like I said, it would have been great. It would have been a great moment for Roman. If it would have happened. But regardless, he is the mountain. And whoever when Roman loses that title to who I'm
Yeah.
assuming will be Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
that's going to not only that's not going to be which we, like I said, will likely be Cody Rhodes. So
Yeah.
Roman's going to get his moment anyway. You know, 'cause
Yeah.
he's going to make somebody. You know, he's going to get a chance to make Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah, him like with The Rock. I mean, yeah, that would have been huge, but this matchup between him and Rhodes, I think it's going to be just as huge because of the story behind it, especially when
Yeah.
it comes to Cody.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I mean, yeah, Rock is being pulled in different directions. Obviously, if you were watching the Grammys last night, you saw him in the audience. You know, he was out partying
Oh
at the
yeah,
Grammys.
well,
So yeah,
I
uh,
didn't get a chance. I didn't get a chance to see the Grammys, but I did see
uh,
some of
oh yeah,
the photos online, and
yeah,
I saw the big gold tube. Yeah, I know,
yeah,
I know. Oh,
yeah, man.
oh yeah,
That's just that's Hollywood life, man. That's Hollywood life. But you know, Cody, you know, I think
yeah.
I will say, you talk about people who reinvent themselves. He's like the number two person on the list in the wrestling industry to have really reinvented themselves. Um, this is the man who was in Legacy, the faction with Randy Orton and Ted DiBiase Jr. And he was the mid card guy, you know. But y'all gotta remember too, he was also he was Stardust not too long ago. And then you go to these, you leave the company, you get better, you go to these other promotions, you go to I think he was in TNA for a little bit, maybe. I think he was in TNA. He went to Ring of Honor, and then
New
you,
Japan.
yeah, New Japan Pro, and then you're with All Elite AEW, and then you know you leave All Elite, and then you come to WWE as his main event guy, and again, this is the son of Dusty Rhodes, so I think he has one of the best stories, and
Oh,
yeah,
bar
and
none.
I'm
Bar
actually really excited to see this match. I don't think the feud will be that entertaining because we still got to see more of Cody's character develop since he's been back in WWE.
Good call.
But
Good call. Good
I
call.
think the match will be amazing because of his in ring talent.
Hmm.
And yeah, man, I'll let you take it from here.
No, I'm just saying. No,
Hmm.
yeah, man. We're definitely sailing on the same ship as far as Cody. I didn't even think
Yeah,
about that, but yeah, that's a very good point that you
yeah,
bring up about somebody who has really just betted
yeah,
on themselves and hit the jackpot, so to
yeah,
speak. Like you talk about a guy, you illustrated it so well. You talk about a guy, being involved with Randy Orton,
yeah,
Ted DiBiase Jr., then
yeah,
transitioning from that into Stardust,
yeah,
which I know Cody and a lot of other fans want to forget about, but still, it's a
yeah,
part of the story. And then,
yeah,
of course, we all know about him getting released from WWE and
yeah,
going out on the Indies and really reinventing himself, like you were
yeah,
talking about the stops with Ring of Honor,
yeah,
New Japan, and then doing the what back then was the unheard of, the impossible, going
yeah,
and starting his own promotion
yeah,
with Bucks and Kenny
yeah,
Omega and
yeah,
All Elite Wrestling,
yeah,
and putting on, which I feel is one of the better pay-per-views of, the last 21st century in All In,
yeah,
as what it was called back then, as opposed to what it's called now, All Out. But All In, um, that was a magnificent
yeah,
card, man.
yeah,
That match that he had with Nick Aldis for the NWA Championship,
yeah,
for
facts.
him to win the NWA Championship,
Yeah,
like, you want to talk about paying homage to your dad, like, wow.
yeah,
Like, that was such an an emotionally charged match. And when he won that belt, like, the genuine emotion that was on his face, I could tell that really meant something to him.
yeah,
He really wanted to do that
yeah,
with Dusty, because we all
yeah,
know Dusty Rhodes' history with NWA, winning the NWA championship, stuff like that. But yeah, just just going from that, and then the All Elite Wrestling is born in 2019,
Yeah.
the following year. Um, Cody makes a big impact there. I believe he was the first two-time TNT champion.
Yeah.
Had an awesome feud with Brody Lee, man. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a guy, what a hell of a wrestler Brody Lee was, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he's definitely gone too soon, and
Yeah.
I can only imagine how he would have been in 2023, like
Yeah.
present day,
Yeah.
had he lived long enough to still be here.
Yeah.
Man, you want to talk about a bona fide superstar, like Brody
Yeah.
Lee was it, man.
Yeah.
But I really believe his feud with Cody, especially that dog collar match that they had,
Yeah.
I really believe that solidified not through Cody, but more importantly Brody Lee
Yeah.
as a superstar. Because Cody by this time is already a star.
Yeah.
That elevated him to another level.
Yeah.
He had that dog collar match. But yeah, man, it's a full circle. It was a full circle deal. Like to go
Yeah.
from that, and then, he kind of had, differences with Tony Khan,
Yeah.
about, just the creative side and, just his backstage position with AEW. And unfortunately, that caused him to leave the company.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he saw the opportunity, like, hey, WWE is hot again.
Hmm.
They're in need of some main event stars.
Yeah.
I'm at the top of my game right now.
Hmm.
Why not?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why not take the opportunity, to go back and finish what I started?
Yeah.
And what a way to make your return at
Yeah.
freaking Mania.
Yeah.
And have, like, a bona fide classic with Seth freaking Rollins.
Yeah.
Like, that's a hell of a way to reintroduce yourself, man.
Yeah.
Like, golly. Like, I was so blown away at that match at WrestleMania, man. Like, wow. And then, of course, had to go through some more adversity. We all know about the bruised pec.
Yeah.
We all know about the surgery and the rehab
Yeah.
and all of that. And then now, here we are, Royal Rumble 2023. Cody Rhodes wins it all.
Yeah.
And now he's got a chance to go to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
to,
Facts.
to do what a lot of people in his family were not able to do. Not even the great Dusty Rhodes himself. Dusty
Yeah.
never. I mean, isn't that just wild? Like,
Yeah.
all the championships that Dusty Rhodes has won, he never held the WWE championship.
Never. Never.
Never held the WWE. Never even got close
Yeah.
to winning the WWE championship. And Cody Rhodes has that opportunity at
Yeah.
WrestleMania. Man,
Yeah.
that's gonna be a hell of a moment, man.
Yeah.
That's gonna be he pins Roman Reigns' shoulders to the mat. I guarantee you, man, there will not be a dry eye in that arena.
Yeah.
This is really, like I said, a full circle deal for this man, and he
Yeah.
deserves it.
Yeah.
Cody deserves it, man. Like,
Yeah.
he's busted his behind, and he's really fought his way
Yeah.
through this business.
Yeah.
And for him, for what happened to him the first half of his career, for him to be resilient enough to, keep going, stay the course, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
to get back to this point now, to where he's at.
Yeah.
Dude, if he wins that belt, wins those belts at WrestleMania, he definitely deserves it.
Yeah.
I give it up to him. Cody's the man. Cody
Yeah.
is the
He
man.
is.
No disrespect to Roman, but Cody is the man.
Yeah. And not only that, but man, the fact that he wrestled Seth Rollins in Chicago at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view inside inside the Hell in a Cell with an injury. Wrestled with an injury. Man, not too many people do that. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Talk about somebody that's dedicated.
Yeah.
We were talking about Logan Paul's passion for the
Yeah.
business earlier. Dude,
Yeah.
I think Cody is like 10 levels above him.
Yeah.
Like, to go out and this is a torn pectoral muscle. Like, we saw how ugly and nasty that thing looked.
Yeah.
Like, the normal man would have been like, I'll bow out gracefully.
You're right.
Sit on the shelf.
True.
a few
True.
months, Get
Yeah.
myself right. Cody was
Yeah.
like, hell no.
Yeah.
I got to do this. This is something that I got to do.
Yeah.
Nothing but respect to that. Nothing
Yeah.
but salute and respect to that, man. For real. Because a lot of guys would have just said no. But Cody said, damn it, I'm gonna go out here and do this because these
Right.
guys deserve it. And
Yeah.
I just love wrestling. So you can't
Yeah.
you can't dislike a guy like that. You
Yeah.
can only do nothing but love him. In
Yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah. You know, like I said, you know, he wasn't kind of my choice, but he was definitely someone I was fine with seeing get that opportunity and get that moment because I felt he deserved it. You know, after all the years of work he put in. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
Go ahead,
mhm.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you can go ahead for yeah.
No, I was gonna say,
Hmm.
and just elaborating on that, when they were first bringing up, kind of like, the insider part of it, when they were
Yeah.
bringing up like who should be the guy
Yeah.
to finally take down Roman,
Yeah.
Cody was actually one of the first guys. I was
Yeah.
like, if not him,
Mhm.
definitely, somebody like Bobby Lashley, or
Yeah.
hell, how interesting would it have been if Seth Rollins could have been the guy
Yeah.
to take him down? Because I mean, let's think about it. I mean, they told the story on TV, but really, Roman has never beaten this man.
Never.
He's never beaten this man. Like Seth Rollins, you want to talk about somebody that has, a mental advantage over somebody, that
Yeah.
has somebody's ticket, so to speak. Like, Seth has beaten Roman literally every time they faced each other. Like, even
Yeah.
going back to, what was it, WrestleMania, 30, 32, 34, whatever, the Money in the Bank cash in. That's where it
That
all started.
was 30. Had to
Was it
be 31. Yeah,
31?
31.
Okay,
It was yeah, after
31.
30. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, 31. They still talk about that moment. I
Yeah.
believe Michael Cole calls it the heist of the century,
Right.
where he
Right.
cashed in. I believe it was originally Roman and Brock Lesnar,
Yeah.
but it turned into a triple threat, of course, when Seth
Hmm.
had intervened
Right.
towards the end and
Yeah.
cashed in, and
Hmm.
basically shocked the world.
Right.
You know, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Roman has not forgotten about that in the back of his mind.
Yeah.
So, say that would have been Seth in that position, you know, you want to talk about an interesting story.
Yeah.
That would have been a hell of a story. I mean, and
Yeah.
then on top of that, they just met at the Royal Rumble, what was it, like a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Seth even got the win there, even though it was like, what, a disqualification?
Yeah.
Seth still got the victory.
That's true.
So,
That's true.
yeah, like, but when Cody was the guy that ultimately was going to be chosen to be put in that position, I said, you know
Hmm.
what? I can't be mad at this because like you just alluded to, this is somebody that has paid his dues, has been in the trenches, didn't give
Yeah.
up. Like I said, stayed the course, reinvented himself, fought through
Right.
injuries. Yeah, this guy deserves it. He definitely
Yeah.
deserves it, bar none.
Yeah. I was just thinking, like, man, if you put him and Edge in the ring 1-on-1, I'm waiting for that to happen.
Wow.
Wow.
That is the dark
Just
horse.
yeah.
That is the dark horse. Cody
Yeah.
and Edge. That's a very interesting matchup.
Wow.
Wow. That could, you know what? That could be a very good TV main event, like for a Raw.
Yeah.
Or I mean, hell, you could put that on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, Edge, hey, he's saying, F you, Father Time. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Edge is still looking like how he did back in the 90s.
Right,
He was,
man.
the Brood. Or even in the
Yeah.
early 2000s with Christian. I mean, we're seeing that type of Edge.
Right.
He's
Right.
kept himself in good shape.
Right.
He's now I know he's taken, some time off here lately, but
Yeah.
when he is active, he stays active. So yeah, man, like Edge versus Cody, whew, that'd be a barn burner.
Yeah,
I would
man.
definitely love to see that. Like I said, that would be a great, TV main event for a Raw or a premium live event or something like that. Like, heck yeah,
Yeah,
give me all of that.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's a good call. That's a good call.
yeah, that could even be a Mania match.
It could.
Yeah,
Like a night one. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Give it to me. Give it to me.
Hey,
Put the undisputed championship on the line too.
yeah,
Edge's been there before. He knows what it's like.
yeah,
Yeah, give it to me.
yeah, man. I'm just thinking like we should have sent this video to Triple H.
Yeah. Hey, man. I mean, it ain't nothing but space and opportunity. So,
Facts,
hey,
facts,
you know what I mean?
and talking
Look
about
at you.
just huge matches. This was kind of an interesting match, but not a huge match. But the Pitch Black match with LA Knight and Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
I felt like I like that it's the creative concept of a match. WWE does need that kind of creativity. Um, it wasn't really pitch black. It
No.
was kind of glow in the dark. It
Yeah.
was like a laser tag miniature golf match, but I liked it. It had a cool look to it.
It did.
Um, should have had a little more time, yes.
Mhm.
I was expecting something kind of similar to like the I can't remember what match it was, but similar to like I think it was the New Day versus the Wyatt family back in like 2016. I don't know if you remember
Oh,
that, but it
okay.
was something kind of like it looked like a movie almost. So I was
Gotcha.
expecting something similar to that, but yeah, I guess we got a glow in the dark match, and I'll let you talk about that. Yeah,
I mean, I can see where everybody's frustration and criticism is with the pitch black match,
yeah,
but you made a very good point. For one, it did not have any time to breathe and
yeah,
really stretch itself out like it should have. Had it done that, I think they would have had a little bit more time and put a little bit more, um, put a little bit more into it. But for what it was, I'm one of those few people that's really not complaining about it because it's something
hmm,
different.
yeah,
It's unique.
hmm,
It and really, to be honest with you, like that whole atmosphere of how the whole match was set up,
yeah,
like that to me is like the new, how can I put it? That is like, you know what I'm saying, the new wave of creativity in
yeah,
WWE.
yeah,
We were talking about Triple H, like, at the top of the broadcast or what have you. And again, that just speaks to, him being open-minded,
yeah,
to his superstars. I'm
yeah,
pretty sure him and Bray, had some long phone conversations and maybe even some long production meetings about
yeah,
how they were going to lay this match out or
yeah,
whatnot. So I feel like they did the best that they could,
yeah.
and I think I know people may not necessarily like the way the match itself turned out, but I
Right.
think as far as like, the creative look and
Hmm.
atmosphere, I think that should be given a little bit more credit than it
Yeah.
was because it was fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Because again, I like you, I didn't know what to expect. I thought it was
Hmm.
going to be literally pitch black.
Yeah.
Like a spotlight in the ring or something like that.
Yeah, I thought
So when
that
I
too.
saw like the whole neon, like going to I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty dope. I don't know about anybody else, but this is pretty dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? One particular part in general that I loved about it was when they went to the outside. I'm pretty sure you know where I'm going. Where they
Hmm.
went to the outside and they were fighting next to the broadcast booth,
Hmm.
and I believe it was I think it might have been either LA Knight or Bray had dove off the guardrail
Yeah. Yeah, I saw
and
that.
they had
Mhm.
both crashed through the table.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that stuff was
Right.
that was on the table,
Yeah.
but it looked really cool.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
in that neon glow in the dark type of setting. I
Yeah.
don't know if it was like popcorn. I don't know what the heck it was,
Right.
but it
Yeah.
definitely looked cool. Like
Yeah.
when they both collided through the table, and I really love the way that it kind of highlighted both guys' wrestling attire. Because Bray had the face paint on and he had the
Yeah.
contacts and stuff,
Yeah.
and you were able to see LA Knight's gear glow in the dark. I think that was a cool little touch. I don't know about anybody
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
And then the ring was like all light green. Like, yeah, that was some dope stuff.
Yeah.
Like I said, I may be one of the rare few that actually enjoyed that part of it. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sitting there looking like, okay, I actually wouldn't mind seeing another match like this if
Yeah.
properly, sketched out.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? Like if you
Yeah.
give it time, if you give it the proper build and you
Mhm.
give it the proper time to sketch out, and you put it on a pay-per-view or whatnot, I
Yeah.
would not mind seeing another match like that, because I really believe, like, with the right time and with the right build, you can make something like that work.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
That's just me though.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true, man. That's all true. I was kind of thinking, like, while we talking about it, man, I wanted another Ambrose Asylum match.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Since
yeah, yeah, yeah.
2016 with Jericho, I wanted that, but
Right.
never got it again. So hopefully, it's something that the Pitch Black match is something we get again. Hopefully, so yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I will touch on LA Knight. I kind of think he's great on the mic. He's great at promos.
He is.
Athletically, his debut match on SmackDown was great.
Yeah.
I'm happy that we got the Max Dupree thing going now.
Oh man, yeah.
yeah.
That was annoying. That
Yeah.
was annoying. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah. You could tell that
Yeah.
was a Vince McMahon thing. You could tell
Yeah.
that was a Vince McMahon thing.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
this is so above him.
Yeah.
This is not like, Eli Drake.
Right.
As he was known, in other promotions. But
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, this is annoying. I don't like to see him, in this particular character or whatnot.
Yeah.
But thank God, Triple H came along and he put him in the place where he's supposed to be.
Right.
He's supposed to be LA Knight. He's
Right.
not supposed to be some, male model, promoter, manager, whatever the heck he was. Like,
Yeah.
he's supposed to be LA freaking Knight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The guy, with the big mouth that delivers in the ring. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm glad that Triple H was able to come in and quickly, give him that makeover that he needs.
Yeah.
That and that he
Mhm.
should have had this whole time. And
Yeah.
you see his paid dividends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we're seeing more of him now on SmackDown than we did, probably in NXT. And
Right.
that's no diss to NXT, but he is definitely, with the right build, and you put him in there with the right opponents, and you put him in the right storylines. He could be another guy that could be at the top. In
Yeah.
the next couple of years, because like you said, he does have the goods.
Yeah. He does.
He's always been an excellent talker. I enjoyed him when he was in NWA as
Yeah.
Eli Drake. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like, the first time that I saw him and the first time I heard him talk, I'm like, oh yeah, this guy's the future. This
Yeah.
guy is definitely the future. And if whatever promotion, if the creative team just uses him properly,
Yeah.
he can definitely be a guy that's going to draw you big money here
Yeah.
really, really soon. You talk about a
Yeah.
guy that you can see a U.S. title or Intercontinental title on. Watch out
Yeah.
for LA Knight. He's coming for one of those belts.
Yeah. He
He'll
is.
have him. He'll have him, if not by mid 2023, towards the latter part of 2023. I
Yeah, 'cause-
guarantee that.
Yeah, because I kind of think like Gunther's run with the IC title was great, but if they get
Don't even get me started with that guy. That is one of my favorite guys. I
Yeah.
love Gunther. I love
Yeah.
him. I love
yeah,
him. I wish we would have had him. I wish we would have had him back in 2015.
right,
Like, I wish, like, Gunther would have been here like 5, 6, 7 years ago.
yeah,
He is like a breath of fresh air.
yeah,
Like, man, oh my goodness. I know we suddenly switch gears here, but man, when you say
Mhm.
Gunther, I'm like, yeah, that is one of my main men in WWE
Yeah.
right now. Like,
Yeah.
I do not want him to lose that Intercontinental title
Mhm.
unless it's somebody like that's on his level that can keep up with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like unless it's somebody like we talked about Karrion Kross
Right.
earlier, or maybe like a Drew McIntyre
Yeah.
or something like that. If it's one of those type dudes, then yeah, I'm fine. But
Yeah.
don't put him in there. Don't put him in there. With somebody like no disrespect to him, but don't
Yeah.
put him in there with somebody like a Mustafa Ali or
Nah.
a Dolph Ziggler or anybody
Right.
like that. Like put somebody in there with him that can keep up with him in the ring. But I love Gunther. He's
Yeah.
Jeff's kiss.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
Yeah, I've actually enjoyed Gunther, especially for a mid card guy. I've actually enjoyed him, and I think he's pretty good in the ring. And I also think WWE is kind of trying to slowly bring back that prestigious to the IC title and kind of
they've
make it
done
important again. Yeah,
Oh yeah, they've done it. They've done it.
Yeah.
And again, that speaks to the genius of Triple H.
yeah,
Triple H basically. I know we hear this cliche a lot, but Triple H, took these little bit of lemons that he had
yeah,
and made it into lemonade.
yeah,
Because Raw does not have a world championship.
yeah,
All of that went over to SmackDown.
yeah,
So Triple H adjusted on the fly, called an audible, and said like, okay, well, you know what? The U.S. Championship has some prestige behind it.
right,
Some top superstars have held that title, and that title has made a lot of top superstars.
right,
So why not?
Yeah.
Just instead of just looking at it as a title that's just solely defended,
yeah,
why don't we put some more meaning behind it?
right,
Why don't we put some more oomph? Why don't we put a little bit more of a story behind it?
yeah,
And that's why I love. And again, I cannot speak any more highly of Triple H for doing this.
hmm
I don't know if you remember this, but this was
Mhm.
maybe like, I want to say 3 or 4 months ago. Do you remember? I forget who was holding the belt at the time. It might have been Bobby Lashley. But do you remember that vignette that they showed of like the past of superstars of the past that have won the U.S. Championship? You remember they were showing like highlights of like Stone Cold when he was stunning Steve Austin in WCW and like
I might have.
Steamboat.
I might have, yeah,
If you get a chance,
Mhm.
it could be after this broadcast is over. Go
Mhm.
back on YouTube
yeah,
and look up WWE US Championship vignette 2023,
right,
and go look at that video package
okay,
and
yeah,
and just watch that.
okay,
Like, I felt like that was such a genius thing that he did. Like,
yeah,
digging back into the history of the U.S. title, because a lot of people, a lot of new fans today don't understand that title does have prestige behind it.
it does, yeah,
Whether the superstars that held it in the past, had long title reigns, or if they were just transitional champions,
yeah,
like that U.S. belt made certain guys.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And the fact that Triple H had the presence of mind to go back and dig all of that stuff up
right,
and put an actual story behind the U.S. title and
Yeah.
give it that much more meaning
yeah,
is marvelous.
yeah,
And as a result of that, hell, the U.S. Championship is like the World Championship
yeah,
on Raw. I mean, hell, they're doing it during Elimination Chamber.
yeah,
When? What? When
Yeah.
do we ever see this? An
yeah,
Elimination Chamber for the U.S. Championship? You gotta be kidding me.
yeah,
Man, Triple H, tell you, man, that guy knows what he's doing.
yeah,
That guy I know it was like a real like grimy way Vince left WWE.
Right. Yeah.
But that in turn was a blessing in disguise.
facts,
Because Triple H literally just took that baton and literally like ran out of the track with it.
bro, he did,
There, I'm like an Elimination Chamber for the U.S. Championship.
yeah,
Like you want to talk about like improvising.
yeah,
That is That is a hell of an example. That is a hell of an example of improvisation right there.
Yeah.
Doing an elimination chamber for the U.S. Championship. My goodness.
Wow.
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 If they're not giving this man a raise,
Yeah.
I'm protesting. I'm sorry. Give Triple H a raise. Seriously.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he literally took the U.S. belt
Yeah.
that was literally like in the abyss
Yeah.
of irrelevancy.
Yeah.
Single-handedly snatched it from up out of that pit.
Yeah.
Dusted it off.
Yeah.
And now made it one of the more important titles
Right.
in WWE. But I mean,
True.
even going back to Gunther. Gunther's reign as Intercontinental Champion.
Mm.
Like, I don't think, I was telling somebody, I forget who this was, but I was telling somebody, man, I don't think we've seen this dominant of an Intercontinental Champion.
Mhm.
It's like Razor Ramon.
Yeah.
You know, Razor Ramon, God rest his soul, Scott Hall. He
Yeah.
had one of the longest Intercontinental Championship reigns in WWE history. And he
Yes,
was
he
very
did.
dominant in doing it. But a guy like Gunther, with the style that he has,
Yeah.
just the presentation of his character, like,
Yeah.
he's, man, like,
Yeah.
yeah, like, look, this era of Triple
Yeah.
H in WWE,
Yeah.
like, yes,
Yeah.
lock, I'm telling you, like, lock the doors, like, whatever you got to do not let
Yeah.
that man back in the please.
Never.
Whatever you do.
Yeah.
Or I should say he's already back in the building, but just keep him out of the creative, keep him out of the production meeting.
True.
He's
True.
already back in the he's already back in the building, but keep him out of the production meeting.
Yeah.
Because Triple H is literally hitting, like, you know, grand slams, as somebody
Yeah.
alluded to. Like,
Yeah.
I never imagined, like, both the mid-card titles
Yeah.
be elevated to, like, two of the top titles in the company with no world title on
Right.
Raw.
Yeah.
This man Triple H is doing this with no world championship.
Yeah.
Think about that. Think
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
This man is making what is supposed to be the next step to the world title,
That's it.
the main title,
That's it. Yeah.
on, like, the most recognized show that WWE has.
Yeah. Yeah.
Simply amazing. Simply amazing.
Yeah. I mean, and it's funny you brought that up because when you said, you know, the U.S. title being kind of like the main event title on Raw, they really have no other titles on Raw right now. Now that I just think about it, the Raw Women's title and the U.S. title, and that's it. You know, the 24/7 title was nothing. That got canceled. But
God,
yeah.
thank God.
But yeah, I said the same thing, and like which kind of brings me to this question though. I really thought for a while now I've been saying WWE needs some kind of another division, very much similar to what TNA had with the X division, and I think that that will kind of take WWE to the next level in
Yeah.
the importance of their in-ring wrestling. And also I was kind of thinking, you know, they did have 205 Live at one point with the cruiserweights, but that I think got canceled. So I think that they needed another title similar to like an X division on Raw right now, because SmackDown has all the titles.
Heavyweight title or something.
Yeah, light
Or
heavyweight.
you know what? Didn't they have a light heavyweight title? Like, in the Attitude Era, I believe they did.
They might have had a lightwait title. Yeah.
What was his name? What was the Japanese group that was funny
Japanese group.
back then? What was it, Kaientai? Isn't that what it was? Kaientai, like Takamichi Noku and Shofunaki and all of them.
It might have been. Yeah. Here's it is right here. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it. It's a little blurry.
Right.
Yeah, but
that was
yeah.
Kaientai. Yeah, I believe it did have a light heavyweight title. It didn't last that long.
Right.
I believe it did.
Yeah.
But I believe if Triple H, like kind of like how he did with when he brought the North American Championship to NXT,
Right.
if he could go into, you know what I'm saying, his magical laboratory or whatever, and somehow come up with like a light heavyweight championship, so to
Yeah.
speak, for like for like the more, you know, athletic, agile
Yeah.
superstars that we're talking about,
Yeah.
and then hold like a big tournament,
Yeah.
like maybe like a 2-month tournament,
Yeah.
and maybe like have it end at I don't know, like maybe one of the minor pay-per-views like Extreme Rules or
Yeah.
Money
Yeah.
in the Bank or something.
Or it
like
could have
that.
its own premium live event as well. Yeah.
Right. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like something like that where they have like something of a light heavyweight title, middleweight title, whatever you want to call it in WWE, for just strictly, you know, the aerial, agile, athletic, you know, superstars.
Yeah.
Now, you want to talk about a division?
Yeah.
You put a Ricochet in there. You put
Yeah.
a Escobar, Santos, even a Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Who's another guy? Who's another guy?
A Kofi Kingston.
Kofi Kingston, AJ Styles, Finn
Yeah.
Balor.
And last but not least, you can say more, but I was gonna say Cedric Alexander.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Cedric Alexander. I mean, hell, throw Shelton Benjamin in there too.
Yeah.
That guy's athletic as hell. Yeah, like, can you imagine like those guys in one division competing for that belt in like a ladder match?
Yeah.
What? Like,
And I'm gonna just go off and I'm gonna just say it. Shelton Benjamin, instead of like a X Division title or something like that, he needs a WWE title.
yeah, he does. He does. But
Yeah.
I mean, like, if he could be like a guy that could just win the title just to break it in,
Yeah.
be like the inaugural champion,
Right.
and they develop like, you know, real stories and feuds, and, you know, just have like 5-star matches behind them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then you want to talk about too. This would be how cool would this be to use past WWE legend?
Right.
Like at a WrestleMania,
Mhm.
WWE had a quasi light heavyweight title.
Right.
How cool would it be to bring back somebody like a Rob Van Dam? Like, compete for that belt. He don't even have to win it. But the fact that this title is so prestigious that it draws the attention of somebody like RVD.
Yeah.
And you get RVD versus Shelton Benjamin, or RVD versus AJ Styles for this title at a WrestleMania. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Give me a break. Like, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do agree with that. Like, WWE definitely needs another division.
Yeah.
And I definitely feel like, you know, a light heavyweight, middleweight division just for strictly, like, you know, the aerial superstars. I think that would be genius. I think that would be genius. And
I was kind of.
I was going to make this one last point. I was going to say that you want to talk about popping a rating?
Yeah.
Come on. Put that at the end of Raw. Give them guys like, you know, 20 minutes. Come on. Make that commercial free too?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was also thinking like Carmelo Hayes versus Ricochet.
That guy, Carmelo Hayes.
Wow.
The day he comes up, he comes up to either Raw or SmackDown, the game gonna change.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
game is gonna
And
change.
he needs to keep the same gimmick. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you another guy too. You want to talk about breaking away from somewhere?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. There's this guy named Montez Ford.
Yeah.
Allegedly a part of the Street Profits right now.
Yeah, man.
When they turn that man loose as a single superstar, it's over. It's over. I'm gonna tell you right now. People will probably get mad at me for saying this. But dude, he's this generation's Booker T. The moment he breaks away from the Street Profits, he is this generation's Booker T.
Yeah.
He is Booker T 2.0.
Yeah.
He will be the second coming of Booker T.
Yeah. I was thinking.
Just a different gimmick.
Yeah.
Or whatnot. But yes, in terms of like athleticism and
Yeah.
just his in-ring style overall, yeah.
Yeah.
The day they
Yeah.
turn Montez Ford loose, dude, it's over.
Yeah.
And you get Montez Ford versus Carmelo Hayes. I mean, Carmelo Hayes. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to
Yeah,
me
man.
now.
Yeah.
Just let
Yeah.
Montez like make a cameo on NXT and just let him and Carmelo just you know what I'm saying? Just have at it for like 20 minutes.
Facts.
Just give me that. Give me that. Give me all of that. And
Yeah.
then give it to me again on the main roster.
Right.
Come on, man. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, the possibilities. Oh, the
Right.
possibilities, man.
Yeah. Carmelo. I mean, Montez. He's definitely someone I can see in that kind of division. Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Montez will shut that down.
Yeah.
Montez will shut that down, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he could do either or. Like, you know, he could just be, you know, the arrogant, you know, athletic heel jock,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I'm saying? He could just be the exciting, entertaining baby face. Like,
Yeah.
you know, he could do both. He could
Yeah.
do both.
Yeah. To me, he's Ultimate Warrior. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And I am waiting for the day they turn Street Profits heel. That will be good. And I also think Angelo Dawkins is ready to eventually turn, and that's going to be a big push too. I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I could definitely see Angelo Dawkins, you know, making a path for himself as a single star too. I'd probably say he probably might not
Yeah.
prosper as much as Montez.
Right.
Because Montez looks like a superstar.
Yeah.
Have you seen that guy?
Yeah, man.
He walks, talks, performs like a superstar.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm just ready for Triple H just to cut the leash off of him and
Yeah.
just really let him run with the ball.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
for real. The moment that happens, aside from Carmelo getting called up to Raw or SmackDown, the game
Yeah.
gonna change, man. The
Yeah.
game's gonna change.
It is. Speaking of Montez Ford, I will say, man, I wasn't a big fan of her at first, but she kind of had to grow on me, and I had to kind of watch her more, her in-ring work. But man, we all just love Bianca Belair. She
Yeah.
is just great. Yeah.
And you know what? We talked about Cody earlier. You want to talk about somebody else that's come a long way
Yeah.
and has really like gotten herself over. Like
Yeah.
I gotta give a round of applause, thunderous applause to Bianca Belair because
Yeah.
you know I followed this woman ever since NXT. Like I remember when she was just solely a participant in the Mae Young Classic.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that.
I do.
Back in like
Yeah.
2016, 2017.
Yeah.
Like I remember that match she had with Kairi Sane.
Mhm.
Like that was one of the better women's matches I've ever seen in my life.
Mhm.
Like those two went at it. Like they took each other to the absolute limit. And
Yeah.
even though Bianca came up short, I became a fan of hers. Or rather, I didn't become a fan of hers, but I took a liking to her. I
Yeah.
said, if that woman right there
Yeah.
stays consistent with all of the attributes that she has,
Right.
she's gonna be something in
Yeah.
like 2 or 3 years, and I'll be damned if I wasn't right.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
because she went from that to being in NXT and just seeing her growth and her evolution in NXT. Now, mind you, she did not win the NXT Women's Championship,
That is true.
which might have been the best thing that happened to her.
Yeah.
Because I believe had she won the NXT Championship, I feel like that would have put a dent
Right.
in her superstar.
Yeah.
That's just me. Others may disagree with me, but I feel like had she won the NXT Championship, that would have put a dent in her superstar. But I'm glad after that match, I believe with Shayna Baszler, she took the opportunity to go up to WWE.
Yeah.
And you know, you see what's happened ever since she's gotten there. Talk about another person that's made their mark. But yeah, I'm definitely one of Bianca Belair's biggest fan because
Yeah.
I remember I was doing a podcast maybe 2 or 3 years ago,
Hmm.
and I actually put this in the atmosphere. I told somebody, I said, man, in about the next, I give her maybe like the next 2 years, she's gonna be NXT champion. She's gonna get over the hump.
Oh yeah.
Now that did not end up happening.
Right.
I was wrong about that,
Hmm.
but I said, you know what? That's not gonna stop her. Because when she get to the main roster, oh, she gonna make waves. Oh, she gonna turn up. She
Yeah.
gonna turn up for
Yeah.
real. Like she don't she's. I even said then she's gonna be a champion when she gets to the main roster. If she's not a champion in NXT right now, oh, she's gonna definitely be a champion when she gets to the main roster.
Yeah.
Please believe that. And
Yeah.
I was right about that.
Mhm.
But yeah, Bianca has come a long way. I mean, just with constantly building her character,
Yeah.
her popularity with the fans,
Yeah.
her matches. I mean,
Yeah.
she was good. She was good right out the gate, but she's gotten better
Yeah.
over the years.
Yeah.
And just look who she's been in the ring with: Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, Bailey. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
she's more than held her own.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And this run this reign, I should say, that she's had with the Raw Women's Championship,
Yeah.
very well deserved.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
I don't know who's gonna end up
Mhm.
beating her, but whoever beats her is gonna be a made woman.
Yeah.
Because Bianca Belair has definitely shot herself up to that stratosphere. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. For her to be, I think she was the 2021 Women's Royal Rumble winner, if I'm correct.
she was.
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She certainly was.
2021 Royal Rumble winner. 2 years ago, she had a run with the SmackDown Women's title,
Yep.
and she's the first one of the first African American women to main event at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So to me,
Along with Sasha
she's
Banks.
already she's already in the Hall of Fame in my opinion, and
Yeah, she's definitely made history, man. She's
yeah,
definitely made history, and she's
Yeah.
developed like a humongous following. Like I cannot even tell you how many times
hmm
I've come across Instagram, Facebook,
yeah,
and like I would see, little girls going
Yeah.
out getting a long ponytail and just waving it around in the air,
right,
or
yeah,
getting like the big sparkly jacket, with the
Yeah.
bands, and doing the little skip that she does.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like this woman is already like carving her legacy,
yeah,
in such a short amount of time. And she's got and the thing of it, the scary part about it is she's got a longer way to go.
that's
Imagine
true.
what she's gonna do here next 2, 3, 4 years.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
she's only like I might be wrong. Is she 30, 28, 29?
She might be like late 20s, 20s,
Late 20s. Okay,
29,
gotcha. Yeah,
going
yeah,
into
gotcha.
her 30s.
Right.
Yeah, but in such a short amount of time, man, like she's already carving out a legacy for herself.
Yeah,
And her best matches are yet to come. Her best
Yeah.
moments are yet to come.
that's true.
And she's just gonna be getting better. She's gonna get better and better, man. And
She
I
is.
just can't wait to see it.
Yeah. Yeah. She's great. I try not to compare a lot of talent all the time, but this time I kind of have to. I see a lot of her being the female African American John Cena to me.
Wow. That
Yeah, I really think
Yeah.
that just by the run she's had and her dedication to the sport and the industry itself. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Wow. I did not expect that one, but yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That's a good one. That's a good
yeah,
one. And I can see
Yeah.
why you say that, because again,
Mhm.
much like Cena, you know what
yeah,
I'm saying? He kind of, similar to him. He started off as this unknown,
yeah,
who came out on SmackDown.
mhm,
Ruthless aggression. We all remember that moment.
Yeah.
When Kurt Angle had the whole open challenge
yeah,
thing going on. Cena, nobody knew who he was.
yeah,
came out, and Kurt Angle asked him. I still remember the promo to this day. He's
Right.
like,
Yeah.
what makes you feel like you have what it takes to hang with Kurt Angle?
Yeah.
John Cena just said the two words: ruthless aggression.
And that was it.
And off we go.
Yeah.
So really, if you really want to think about it, John Cena, like low key, was responsible for launching the ruthless aggression era. If we really just want to keep it thorough,
Yeah.
if we want to keep it a mile long,
Yeah.
Cena was really the guy that launched that era.
Yeah.
When he
Yeah.
said those two words and he
Mhm.
smacked the you know what out of Kurt Angle,
Yeah.
that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. It was like this is the baby attitude era.
Yeah.
That's literally how I look at the ruthless aggression. It was literally a baby attitude era.
Yeah.
And
And
Cena was the anchor.
that's right. That's right. The one thing that kind of made me not the biggest Bianca fan in the beginning, even though I am a huge fan now, was more so her promos. I
Yeah.
felt like the mic skills needed a little work. you know,
They still
I need something from her that kind of feels believable, but I also think that I think it's also how it's written and how it's booked, and I think she should be more. They need to kind of do a lot similar to her that like they did with Cena, where somebody comes out and cuts a promo and she interrupts and her music hits and she comes out and she's just a trash talker, and I think they need to bring a lot of that out of her to make her more over with the fans. Yeah.
it's inner. It's
Yeah.
definitely inner. But
Yeah.
like you said, I mean,
Yeah.
you hit the nail right on the wood.
Yeah.
Cena needed Angle.
Yeah.
Maybe sometime here soon,
Yeah.
somebody will be her Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All it takes is the right person.
Right.
All it takes is Triple H aligning her with the right opponent,
Yeah.
the right talent
Yeah.
to bring that side, that boldness, that believable nature about her as far as promos go.
Yeah.
That's literally all it takes. All it takes is that one person. Now we don't know who that person is right now,
Yeah.
but we'll find out here soon. Because
Yeah.
it's inner. It's definitely inner.
Yeah.
Like Bianca got some buck in her system. Please.
Yeah.
It's all a matter of putting her in the right program with somebody that's seasoned on the mic
Right.
that can help bring that out of her. I mean, it even goes back to The Rock. The Rock
Yeah.
hated Austin.
He did.
You know what I'm saying? The Austin brought that greatness, quote unquote, out of The Rock
He
on
did.
the mic.
Yeah.
Now imagine if The Rock and Austin never met and never
Yeah.
feuded. Imagine how The Rock would have been.
Yeah.
Would have been pretty average, I
Mhm.
believe.
Yeah.
And that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
But because Vince
mhm.
saw something in him and Austin
Yeah.
and felt like, okay, wait a minute now. Let me connect the dots here. We might be on to something here with these two or what have you, And then the magic happened. Same thing will happen for you.
Exactly.
They just got to choose the right one.
Exactly.
The moment when that one person is chosen
Right.
to be in that marquee feud
Yeah.
with Bianca Belair, you will see that side come out of her. I have no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
No doubt in my mind.
Yeah. I was thinking like, and man, I really should be a WWE booker. But what if you had her tag team with Lash Legend on the main roster? Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah.
The only disagreement I'll have about that
Mhm.
is Bianca would have to carry most of the weight
Mhm.
on that team, and she
Yeah.
would have to really spend a lot of time
Yeah.
and work very, very diligently
Yeah.
of developing Lash Legend. That's the only reason why I can slightly see that not working.
Yeah.
But I understand where you're coming from,
Mhm.
just in terms of she's got a great look.
Mhm.
She's got a great look.
Yeah.
They're kind of similar in size. I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're both athletic. I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But just in terms of just on screen character,
Yeah.
yeah, Bianca would have to work, really really hard,
Yeah.
to really bring her up. And I think
Yeah.
right now, even though Bianca is steadily excelling, I don't
Right.
think she's at that point right now to where she can, really bring somebody up. We gotta remember now, Bianca became great in such a short amount of time, but we also have to understand too, the reality of that is Bianca has only been on the main roster for like what, 2-3 years.
Yes.
So we still have to give her more time to
Yeah.
evolve,
That's
and
true.
develop, and
That's
get
true.
some more seasoning up under her
Yeah.
before she gets put in that position of like, okay, we know that you're made, but now let's see if you can go and make somebody else.
Right.
You see what I'm
Right.
saying? Like that's
Yes.
a very sacred position to have.
Yeah.
And it could be very stressful too. They have
Mhm.
to, make and bring up another up and coming young talent.
Yeah.
I can imagine the amount of stress, you know what I'm saying, and sometimes frustration that goes into that.
Right.
So, let's give Bianca, some time, to further progress in her career.
Yeah.
And then once she does that, then I could definitely see her doing something with, something of that nature with Lash Legend. So,
Yeah.
I do get your point though. That is a very good point.
And that's what I love about wrestling today, not just with WWE, but with like all promotions in the wrestling world, is that we kind of are seeing more culture into it now.
We
You know,
are.
I,
We
I
are.
think that's the truth. That's the truth. We are. And I think that's how it should be, in today's generation, how times have changed. It's just making it where everyone can relate to it.
Yeah.
And because we want to see things that feel realistic to us. And in this industry, that's just how it is. We want to see things that's realistic to us and relatable. I think it's really relatable to see stuff like that. But I also like the fact too that speaking of culture, I love what the Bloodline is doing. You know, yeah, man.
Listen, I just gotta speak on this.
Hmm. Go ahead. Go
This
ahead.
whole this whole bloodline story
Yeah.
is probably the greatest anomaly
Yeah.
in WWE. And what do I mean by that?
Right.
I mean, it was something that happened that was
Yeah.
not supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Like, I think the bloodline was solely just an added element to further elevate Roman Reigns
Right.
as a main eventer, but
Yes.
it literally just created a groundswell.
Yeah.
Became something much bigger than it was supposed to be. I mean, who in the hell thought Sami Zayn, of
Yeah.
all people,
Yeah.
would be at the forefront of this story, let alone the forefront of this group? Like,
Yeah.
this is a guy that we're talking about. Not too long ago was doing, what was it, a conspiracy theorist or
I was just thinking
whatever.
about that. Yeah. Yeah. Just thinking about
He
that.
had the whole conspiracy theorist gimmick
Yeah.
going on, and he was really just kind of walking through the wilderness,
He
trying
was.
to find his way.
He was.
But hey man, kudos to Roman Reigns for taking that man up under his wing and changing
Yeah.
that man's life.
Yeah.
Because as a result of him being a part of this story, that man's career has done like a complete, when I say a complete 180, that man's
Yeah.
career has done a complete 180, and I am glad about it. Because
Right.
you want to talk about somebody else that I followed in the business. I remember his days in Ring of Honor when he was
Yeah.
El Generico. And he was a
Mhm.
mask wrestler, and everybody was ole, 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 ole. Like, I remember that.
Yeah.
And from him going to that, and I mean this in a literal sense too, him going from that to literally taking the mask off
Yeah.
and having him step out as an actual person
Yeah.
in Sami Zayn,
True.
and a character that I really did not get at first.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I was kind
Yeah.
of perplexed at Sammy at first because I really didn't know, what was the definition behind them, what was the purpose. But I guess when they started, kind of changing up his look a little bit, and he grew out the beard, and the hair got longer, and they started having him do, like I said, the conspiracy theorist gimmick and everything. That kind of gave him a little bit more meaning to me.
Yeah.
But it really wasn't until he started to align himself with Roman and the bloodline, and just how that thing just took off.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
That's Sami Zayn, the
Yeah.
former honorary Uso.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like Sammy. I mean, I just cannot speak enough to how he's just seized the moment.
Yeah.
This guy literally just seized the moment, man. And dude, he's just as popular now in WWE than he was on the Indies. And he was popular then.
Yeah.
But he was popular as somebody else. He was popular under a mask.
Yeah.
But he's popular as himself.
Himself, right?
Sami Zayn. Like, that's wild. That's wild, man. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see the other layers of this story and how it plays out. Not only at Elimination Chamber, but going into WrestleMania and beyond.
Yeah.
Like, I've enjoyed it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been the best. It's been the best story in WWE. I mean, I don't mean to be repetitive of what everybody else says, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the thing I believe that has kept WWE.
Yeah.
That has kept WWE hot.
That's right. Yeah.
Like I said, there's been so many layers and so many pieces to this story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And especially with what's happened lately,
Right.
like, if all of this builds up to Sammy eventually winning
Right.
the WWE Undisputed Championship,
Right.
you want to talk about Cody's whole story,
Yeah.
man. Like,
That's right.
if all of this, like, even if Sammy does not beat Roman at Elimination Chamber,
Yeah.
like, just, it doesn't even have to, for me, it doesn't even have to be for the Undisputed Championship. If he ends up getting a win over
Right.
Roman in general,
Right.
Sammy will be
Right.
made.
That's true.
You want to talk about a made man.
Yeah.
The moment Sami Zayn pins Roman Reigns' shoulders to the mat, and that crowd erupts, that man will be mad.
Yeah.
Watch what I tell you. That man will be mad. He's
Yeah.
getting there. He's getting there already.
Yeah.
But the moment he beats Reigns, he will be a made man.
Yeah.
Watch what I tell you.
Yeah. Sami Zayn, first of all, I love the segment on SmackDown this past Friday. When you saw that, it was like you really saw the passion Sami Zayn had, and the passion for kind of wrestling, but you also saw his in-ring ability to really entertain you. So like, that's what I loved about it. I loved him being with the Bloodline. I thought it was entertaining. I will say it got a little bit sitcomish for me, because they were kind of doing this more comedy stuff, but it was kind of like over time you laughed, but you could also take the storyline serious, and that's what made it fun.
Word I was gonna say. That's
Yeah.
the word I was gonna say. It started off as funny.
Yeah.
It got real. It got
Yeah.
serious and it got real,
Yeah.
as time went on. And I think that was the intention.
Yeah.
I think, I can't read Triple H's mind, but
Right.
you know what I'm saying? If I can just can imagine what he was thinking when him and the rest of his team were putting this story together, I think they were thinking like, okay, well, you know what? We're gonna throw the bait out there.
Yeah.
We're gonna give him a, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna give him a little hee hee ha ha, little comedy to start it off.
Yeah.
But slowly but surely, we're gonna reel him in. And it's gonna
Yeah.
be real. And it's gonna
Yeah.
be serious.
Yeah.
And people are gonna start questioning each other, and loyalty is gonna get involved. And, Roman's gonna start, stressing out, and, starting to look over his shoulder and all of
Yeah.
that stuff. And
Yeah.
he's gonna even question, the people in his own group's loyalties
That's right.
too, which
That's
is what
right.
we've seen with Jey Uso. So
Yeah.
I think that was the whole intention. I think they at first they were like, okay, we're gonna make them laugh, kind of open them up, get them, acclimated to the whole thing. But as time goes on,
Yeah.
it's gonna get more serious and it's gonna get realer,
Yeah.
and we just gonna kind of just leave them with like, oh,
Yeah.
so it's like that.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So I think that was the whole intention.
Yeah. This is kind of a good idea I had, but I really thought that because first of all, I'll say the bloodline to me is kind of similar to Main Event Mafia and TNA.
Okay,
And I say that
I didn't think about that, but okay,
you know,
that's interesting.
or they could have somehow booked them similar to Main Event Mafia, but so because of all the titles they had, just like how all the titles the Bloodline have now, I think that a Jey Uso and Sami Zayn match, or whatever parking lot brawl, whatever, that similar to when we had Sting versus Kurt Angle in TNA, and that drama and that feud. So I thought they really could have did something similar with Sami Zayn and Jey Uso, and then kind of everyone got on the same page, and then we move on to what we have now. But that's a match they really should have did to kind of even beefed up that Jey Uso Sami Zayn beef that was going on. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I could have seen that happening, but you know what? I'm kind
yeah,
of glad that it has not happened yet,
right,
because if I'm thinking what's going to happen at Elimination Chamber,
mm-hmm.
I think we might end up getting that match anyway. If you know
we
what I mean.
could, we could,
If we don't get the tag team title match at WrestleMania with him and KO
yeah,
versus the Usos,
yeah,
I definitely think we'll at least get Sammy versus Jay, because
yeah,
there is some meat on that bone, and they do
yeah,
have a story,
yeah,
you
they
know.
do,
But like I said, if what I think is gonna happen, and if they're saving Jay to be
yeah,
the one who ends up costing Sammy
yeah,
the title, and it turns out it was all a plan between the four of them,
yeah,
then we're definitely gonna get Sammy versus Jay. So like I
yeah,
said,
mhm,
I think they're just kind of putting it on the horizon right now
yeah,
to see what
mm,
type of heat it can generate, and if it generates enough heat, then yeah, that's definitely a match I can see us
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's something I think I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with Jay, because right now it's kind of like anything could happen,
getting. Yeah,
and
that's the beautiful
you
thing about
know,
wrestling.
yeah, yeah. He could be Jay. He could be Sammy's man, or he could kind of be the one who wants to put a steel chair around his neck. So
Yeah,
that's the thing.
right.
I'm interested to see what's gonna happen with it. But yeah. But I will say the Usos have really proven that they are just meant for this industry, and
Yeah.
they've really shown that they're great wrestlers to me. Yeah.
And you want to
Yeah.
talk about another, and again, throwing other talents, along with Bianca in that category,
Yeah.
that's really evolved and has
Yeah.
come a long way. You can
Yeah.
definitely say that about the Usos,
Yeah.
because again, you know, like what 7, 8, 10 years ago, we didn't know who
Hmm.
these guys were.
Yeah.
Even when they were on, the main roster, that first tag title run initially that they had, you know,
Yeah.
they still really weren't recognized. People were still
Yeah.
trying to get to know who they were.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until I believe it was 2016
Right.
when
The brand split happened.
the
Yeah.
brand split happened, and I
Hmm.
believe they were the SmackDown Tag Team Champions.
Yeah.
And what was the name of that tag team that Chad Gable and what was his name?
Um.
Jason
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 Jordan.
Jason Jordan. What was it? American
Um,
Alpha. American Alpha. That's who it was. When American Alpha
yeah,
beat the
American Alpha.
Usos.
Yep, yep.
When American Alpha upset the Usos on
Yeah,
SmackDown, I'll never forget it. It was 2016, and that was the night that the Usos turned heel because they
yeah,
attacked them after the match was over,
yeah,
and that's when they went into the whole street. Welcome to the Uso Penitentiary, lockdown, that whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Like the moment they made that change, that's when they took off.
yeah,
That's when they took off. That like and Sheamus and Drew McIntyre like to use the phrase banger after banger.
yeah,
The Usos have definitely had a lot of those bangers in
yeah,
WWE. I mean, everybody will point to the New Day, of course, because that's really the feud and the program that put them on the map. If we
yeah,
want to, again, keep it a mile long. But I also believe, the feud that they had with the Street Profits, even though it didn't, stretch out as long, that was a
right.
very good feud too. And I think that kind of added to their legend,
Yeah,
those matches that
yeah,
they had with the Street Profits. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
true.
So yeah, like the Usos, yeah, they're definitely, like you said, meant to be here.
Yeah,
And I believe, you know, if Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are the ones to beat them for
yeah,
the belt,
right.
like they literally have nothing left to prove. Like they've
That's true.
already cemented themselves as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, tag teams, not just in WWE but in professional wrestling. I mean, everybody talks about the
Yeah,
FTR. You got to throw the Usos in there too, man.
yeah,
You got to
that's
throw.
true. That's true.
They're definitely in that GOAT tag team of this modern day
Yeah,
category of this
yeah,
modern.
yeah, they are. And one of the things I love about them, all because of Rikishi, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, all
yeah.
because of Big Rikishi, man. And yeah,
Abikishi.
and I liked it what they did in 2016, reinventing their gimmicks and repack. What's the word? Wow. Kind of repackaging them. Yeah, that was it. Repackaging them, and they put in the work to show that they're great. So yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, and yeah, man. But Jey Uso, he needs that main event push again.
Right. Hmm.
The little bit that we got in 2020, we need more of that, man. 'Cause,
Right.
yeah,
And I believe, before they pull the trigger on this eventual turn, or he may not end up turning. I don't know.
yeah,
But whatever ends up happening, I think we will get a semblance of that feud with him and Roman.
right,
I think they might run that back.
yeah,
Just for a short period of time. But then
yeah.
again, we don't know what's going to happen.
That's right, man. That's right. That's right. And but yeah, they're great, and I'm excited to watch Raw tonight to see what's going on that brand, and hopefully we get another number one contenders match that is gonna be really entertaining, and I think it's like a tag match with Cody and Edge versus Judgment Day, and Judgment Day is gonna be that's gonna have to be our next episode, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No, I really got some good stuff. I really got
yeah,
some good stuff to dive into about the
yeah,
Judgment Day. That you want to talk about like an anomaly, like something that happened that wasn't supposed to happen. I
right.
literally thought. I'll say this real quick before we
Hmm.
wrap. I
Yeah,
would say that when I first saw the Judgment Day, I'm talking about the combination of Dominic, Rhea, Damian, and Finn, not
yeah,
the original,
that's right.
the original when Ed was leading them. But I
Yeah,
literally thought seeing this pairing, I said, I don't know. I'm
yeah,
like, because this is kind of like a cosplay on the Ministry of Darkness,
yeah,
and I don't know if that's necessarily going to get over
right.
in this modern day because wrestling fans are a lot smarter.
Yeah,
But for what they have done, I will say for what they have done with the Judgment Day, if they continue to build them up the way that they have and continue to put them in the right programs and give them quality wins, they
Right.
probably might last. They
Yeah.
probably might last. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say, I'm not gonna say they're gonna be like a top stable in WWE, but you know,
Mhm.
they'll definitely, you know what I'm saying, they'll definitely be around is
Yeah.
what I'm talking about. Like they'll definitely last long. They got a long way to go for me to put them in that category of like just top, you know, factions in WWE present day. Because I mean,
Yeah.
Bloodline got that. Bloodline is
Yeah.
the best stable in WWE. Maybe the
Yeah.
best stable in wrestling, pro wrestling period. Like Bloodline,
Yeah.
bar none. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's gonna be heavy competition to even be a close second to them. You
Right.
know, because the work that WWE has done with them
Yeah.
and just how they presented them.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be hard for another group to come along and match that. But I mean, hey, it could be the
Yeah.
Judgment Day. It could
Yeah.
be. We'll see what
Could
happens.
be. And yeah, man, I was thinking like when they first did the Judgment Day thing, the faction, I kind of thought that it was giving off that Ministry of Darkness vibe, and which I think pro wrestling needs a lot today. But I think that it went from Ministry of Darkness to just a punk rock group. It just was
Yeah.
like, so somewhat I think they should have kept that mystique to them a little bit and mix it with what they have now, but it just seemed like the faction kind of changed. But I really think that they kind of messed up with not keeping Edge with the faction. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think here, I'll say this real quick. I
Mhm.
think the turn on Edge was a little too soon. Now, fortunately, it kind of did work out for him
Right.
because again, they put him in like Triple H and them put them in very important spots and
Yeah.
put them in the right spots. So
That's true.
it was good timing.
Yeah.
So they did, luck out on that.
Right.
I definitely feel like that turn on Edge happened way too soon. I definitely think they could have stretched that out a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Edge is a veteran, somebody that's been, with the Ministry of Darkness, been with the Brood, is familiar with that, dark,
Yeah.
sinister type of, character.
Right.
And he's definitely somebody that I felt like could have, guided them and established them and, could have helped them,
Right.
with that character or with those characters, I should
That's
say,
right. Mhm.
a little bit more. But I mean, hey,
Yeah.
like I said, they lucked out. You know what I'm saying? They're
Yeah.
doing pretty good right now. But we'll have to see,
Yeah.
how long they can go, and we'll have to see what Triple H and his team, does as far as like building them up.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I said, so far so good. But
Yeah.
we'll it's just a wait and see with me.
Yeah.
with Judgment Day. It's wait
Right.
and see. But they're on
Right.
the right path. They're on the
Yeah.
right path.
Yeah, and they're on the right path, and I think we pretty much talked everything in the world of wrestling this week. Other than AEW, which we'll get to next time.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
because next time I do want to talk about that Samoa Joe and Warlow feud.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, I just.
we'll definitely touch on that.
Yeah.
Next episode. But man,
Uh-huh.
listen, I have thoroughly enjoyed myself.
Yes.
I have
Yes.
not, like I was telling you before when you initially hit me up.
Yeah.
This is like my first time in like maybe 12 something years. I've
Wow.
professional wrestling. So
Wow.
for you to reach out to me and to bring
Yeah.
me on here to do this,
Yeah.
like, it's definitely like, further increasing my love, for professional wrestling. I've always
Yeah.
been a devoted hardcore fan.
Right.
But, just getting a chance, to like analyze it and review stuff again, like this is awesome. So
Yeah.
yeah, man, like definitely, next episode, yeah, let's dive deeper into the Judgment Day. Let's dive deep in to Wardlow and Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I just appreciate you like just reaching out, man.
Yeah.
I know we just became Facebook friends, and it kind of,
Right.
kind of seemed like we're strangers and getting to know each other. But
Right.
man, just being on here with you, I feel like
Yeah.
I've known you, longer than I already have.
Yeah.
I mean, that's awesome, man. Like,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
I definitely appreciate this. This is definitely exciting, and I can't wait, for the next episode. So
Yeah, man.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, really quickly before we wrap up, I do, I also another video on here called Fantasy Booking, and we can kind of go over what, the way we want to run the WWE shows and fantasy book matches and everything. So, yeah, that's something I also do as well.
I got idea.
Uh-huh.
Yes, we do, brother. Yeah,
Mhm.
let's do it.
Yeah, yeah. So that's all, man. Everybody who watches the video,
I,
thanks for watching. Thank you, man, for coming on. And yeah,
yeah,
hmm
gonna do that.
yeah,
Yeah. Next.
yeah. All right, man. So you guys be smooth out there. We're gonna be on next time for Leon the King TV. Let's talk wrestling. This is the man right here, Two Live Brew. I'm Leon the King, and we are out.
I'm sorry.